Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm Implementation Team Manager here at Revolution EHR. The focus of today's training video is to lead you through one of my favorite areas for configuring some of the dropdowns that you'll find within Revolution EHR. We are in the admin module, so I've gone to the gear icon up at the top, and I'm going to expand data configuration. We're not going to hit on all of these areas. We're going to just hit on a couple of key sections. We'll begin with accounting. Data configuration really gives you the opportunity to customize some of the drop-downs that you'll come across within the system. For example, balance transfer reasons. What are some of the reasons that you might kick a copay from insurance to the patient? The reason that you select is what is going to print out on a patient's invoice or statement. Now, the great thing about this data configuration area is that we've started you with a couple of default items, things that most practices utilize. Anything that you see on my screen that has a plus, it just means that I've added it on my own. So feel free to pause the video, maybe jot some of these items down, and maybe either add them now or stick with the basics and then consider adding them in the future. One of the other really great things about this data configuration area is that once you learn how to add a value, adding other values becomes really simple. You may not need to add a ton at the beginning, but as you get going and using Rev, you'll be adding more and more to make your customizations. In order to add a value, simply hit the add up at the top. There will always be a required field here that you'll type in. You'll click in the description field, which will copy what you've put in the name field, and then you'll hit save. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Balance transfer reasons, like we've discussed, what are some of the reasons that you're transferring a balance from insurance to patient? Balance write-off reasons. What would be some of the reasons that you're writing a balance off? Again, we've started you with a couple: third-party discount, office discount. Feel free to add in whatever you'd like. Discount reasons. What would be reasons that you would put a discount on an invoice? We didn't actually start you with any defaults here, so you're going to want to add items to this list depending on if you issue discounts or not. Statement due date reasons. The reason that we provided you with is upon receipt. Feel free to add any other options. And then statement message reasons. This statement message is actually going to print out at the bottom of the patient's statement. And so it gives you the opportunity to add anything you might want to let that patient know. We're going to go here to prescriptions. Now, prescriptions is based all on glasses, contact lenses, really just the prescription area of Rev. We have a spectacles used for. So when you are printing off a glasses prescription for a patient, there will be a drop-down in which you are able to note what type of prescription this is for. Maybe it's driving, maybe it's distance, reading. Feel free to add whatever you'd like. We have a CL add designation. The default that we've provided you with, I haven't added anything else, so we start you off with a distance near, a low, and a high. We have CL trial order instructions. The bottom two we've started you with are doctor eval needed and mail trial to patient. Feel free to add anything else here that you'd like. We have Rgp Materials. So we've started you out with a pretty lengthy list. You'll see the only one that I added here is plasma coated. Now you may want to just make kind of a mental list of what we have here, add in the future. Stop and cancel reasons. Now this would be a reason that you're stopping a prescription, whether it is glasses, contacts, meds. So that's all one area within Revolution. And then nothing has been added here. So we default your CL electronic delivery methods with PHR, email, or text. Now the next area that we're going to go to is allergies. So we start you out with some allergy categories. Again, this is the same type of a list. So whatever allergies you can think to add into the system as a way to note a potential allergen that the patient has, feel free to add them here. And then your reaction is going to be, what symptom or what reaction does the patient have if they encounter whatever allergen, they have. So again, we start you with a pretty lengthy list here, but certainly add if you need to. I'm going to close allergies here. Provider information. So as you are adding external providers to your system, you may decide to add another provider type. And the role would be the role that that provider plays in your patient's care. So again, we start you out with a good list, but feel free to add. In the last item here, I need to backtrack to patient information. And I just want to touch on search categories. So search categories is a really nice place to be able to build marketing queries. So for example, if you have a patient that generally uses a health savings account and you want to be able to reach out to those patients, you could create a new search category, check the checkbox when the patient comes in, and then build a report letting you know all of your HSA patients. So that comes in handy for certain query building. Now again, there's not a lot that you'll have to configure within this area, but I do recommend that you take some time and just browse through each one of the data configuration sections in order to customize those fields for your practice.